This video is for all you corporate warriors, all you desk warriors that just like kill it on the desk all day, in front of the computer all day. This is for you guys. If you're an artist, this also applies to you. Anyone that's sitting for long periods of time, this is definitely for you. So, if you're sitting for a long period of time, and you're having a long duration of inactivity, you get very, very good at that position. It means those muscles will lock down, or tissues will lock into the position that you put it in the most. So if you spend 5,000 cycles, just time over time, over and over, of that position, you become the best damn huncher there is. Best damn huncher there is. You'll be very proficient at that position. Now you come to the gym, you spend like an hour training here just to open up and try to get more into extension. That's not going to pale in comparison at all to the position you've been putting yourself into for the predominant part of the day. The part of the day that's going to win out is the time you spend sitting, because that's how much you're spending way more time locking your tissues down than you are opening them up. Okay? So there's a reason why back pain happens while you're sitting in that hunched over position, other than you compressing your spine and doing this all day. There's other reasons too, and it has to stem from your hips. Okay, so you're sitting, your torso right here is sitting on your pelvic area, and your legs kind of reach out from the pelvis as well. So the legs reach out from the pelvis, your torso reaches out from that pelvis. That pelvic area is kind of like your central spots, like it's where your core is, right? Core is hips, abdominals, lower back. If your hips are off, you can be very damn sure that everything else is off too. Your midline, your lower back, your hams, your knees, your ankles, go upstream, your back, your shoulder, everything will be jacked up. And you have to think about the body in terms of a holistic being. So it's not just the point that's bugging you, the point that's hurting you. It's actually what's upstream and downstream from that point. What's bugging you from, what's off or not being utilized properly upstream and downstream from that point of pain. So if you have back pain, you suffer from back pain because you're sitting for hours and hours and hours a day, there's some things that you have to be very, very mindful of, okay? If you're sitting, if you look at this awesome diagram I have up here, you're sitting, this is the hips, here's your quad, your shin, your foot, shoulder, torso, head, okay? These are your hips right here. If you're sitting, you have these muscles, the hip flexors, the iliopsoas, that goes all the way into the front of your spine, that get very, very locked down, okay? They get very, very tight and shortened. When they get very, very tight and shortened, what happens to the pelvis is that it begins to tilt. It begins to tilt forward, like that, okay? So if it tilts forward, now you have this said individual that has a pelvis that looks kind of like that. Okay, the pelvis is tilted this way. And then you go leg attachment, so on and so forth. And of course, this guy has to have some shoulders, so I'll give him a shoulder and an arm. So now your pelvis looks like that. If your pelvis looks like that, now you're putting undue strain. So this person's going to have more of a curvature, a lordotic curvature right here, that whole booty bump that girls try to look sexy with sticking their butt out. That's going to happen. Right here, the lower back's gonna like have this weird dip, this lordotic curve, hyperlordosis. Okay, when you have this hyperlordosis, now you're putting lots of tone, excessive tone in your lower back. Lower back gets very, very taut and turned on. And then your abs, as a result, are stretching. Those abs are stretching right here, your midline stretching. This is getting overly tight. Your glutes and your hamstrings are turning off in that position. Just try sticking your butt out like that. Try sticking your butt out like this. And I bet you probably will not be able to feel your glutes or your hamstrings. You will not be able to feel your abs either. And conversely, do the opposite. Squeeze your butt and tuck your butt forward. Just to show you this, hopefully you can see this. Take your glutes, tuck them forward, and squeeze your butt cheeks as hard as possible, and then you should feel something entirely different. You'll probably feel like your lower back begins to stretch. Your abs will turn on automatically, okay? So Those are the positions you have to be very, very mindful of. If you get too excessively into this position right here, of course your lower back's gonna hurt. And if you try to go into the gym and do a back squat, or front squat for that matter, or a deadlift, or a Pendlay row, of course this is gonna get exacerbated, okay? Because you're not able to stay in neutral. Now you've gone into an extreme, where you have this hyperlordosis. And you're probably hunched over all day, so you have this rounded shoulder appearance too. So you have this rounded kyphotic shoulder and a hyperlordotic spine, okay? This is kind of a recipe for disaster. So, what do you do all day? Because you can do stretches, right? You can do stretches, and that will help you to some degree, for sure to some degree. But, again, it matters what position you spend your time in the most. So I propose that we stop using stand-up desks, we stop using all these fancy gadgets, and we just begin to squat, because that's how we were designed to do. That was our natural resting position. And you're like, oh, I can't squat, it's so tiring, it's gonna look silly at work. Well, I recommend getting a doctor's note, an exercise ball, and a desk that you can lower considerably, or just buy your utility bench. I'm gonna show you how to set this up really fast. Follow me this way. All right, guys, so like I talked about, here's your squat desk setup. Get a ball from Amazon.com. You can get like a Gaiam ball. I'll post a link for this below, or a Fit Pro ball. And this one's about 75 centimeters. I recommend a bigger ball is probably better than a smaller one, because there's more support here. A utility bench, this is a workout bench I bought for 175 bucks for the gym. You can develop or create your own from Home Depot, it's pretty easy. But if not, you can buy this bench, which I'll post in the link below as well. And essentially, you squat or roll down in your position, and then have your feet pretty wide, pretty spread out. Have your knees out nice and wide. Your elbows can rest on your legs, and that can support you as you type or do your work. If you want a little further distance away, you can do that. If you want to lean back into your ball, you can do that as well. You can continue to unload your spine some more by taking your butt lower and lower towards the ground. And if you even get tired here, just drop your butt all the way to the ground, but stay in this nice open position, knees out, and continue to work. You can lean back as much as you like. And the great thing about the ball is that it curves to your spine. So it goes with your natural curvature. Rather than you having an erect chair, which forces you into this very rigid position, you have the ability to move about your spine in a very fluid manner. So, highly recommend the ball. Now with your legs, if you want to do a little bit of work, you want to get your glutes on, your hamstrings on, just come up to a more upright position, right here. Bring the bench towards you and go to work like this. If you want to relax, just scoot yourself down, okay? So, it's a great way to begin opening up your legs. And even if it's not like a crazy amount of engagement in your glute and ham, even if you feel a little bit, at least that is thousands and thousands of cycles of feeling that turn on versus your lower back taking the brunt of the work and your hips being all jacked up. And the other thing about this position, since we were evolutionarily designed to do this, to pick up things off the ground, to poop, to keep our back safe, to rest. Since that's the case, we're just restoring our body back to this normal position. What's great about it too is that your hips take the load of your spine, and your hips turn on. Now your back's supported, your abs turn on as well. So abs are turned on to a certain degree, your glutes are turned on, your hams are turned on, your lower back is unloaded, and then you can work on your work. Now imagine how much more things you can get done when you're not thinking about pain, and you're just thinking about the work that you're doing. And what's great about it, you walk out of this position, you start walking around, it feels very smooth. You don't feel like, oh, I gotta stretch and I have to like move my back and like, oh, I just need to like bend over. You don't have to do that. You have this ball to do it for you. And what's great about this too is also there's more benefits about this. You can just take your arms, reach it over the ball, and take deep, deep diaphragmatic breaths. And that can be your 5-minute break of deep breaths. And again, you'll feel a lot more relaxed, less stress, more able to do the work needed. I've been doing this for the past 7 to 8 months, and I can't tell you how crucial this has been, especially since I'm moving a lot. If you train hard and then sit on a chair for long periods of time, that's even worse. You're gonna further exacerbate the problem. So try to squat, okay? I implore you guys to squat, and it doesn't have to be completely upright, it can be completely supported. You've got a ball, you've got a bench or a chair like this, and you're set, done. You can spend 4 to 5 hours in this position. Imagine how you're gonna feel walking into that gym, ready to kick ass on your squats, your deadlifts, your front squats, whatever it may be. A lot more confident, a lot less worried about doing hours and hours of mobility work. Okay guys, hopefully this is very helpful for you, as it has been for me and a lot of my clients. Until next time, peace! Done and done.